like how you can all hear me, so suddenly it's quiet. Wow. The love. Welcome, everybody, to the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for March the 27th, March 27th, 2025. Get my words to work here. Here we go. Thanks for everybody being here. It's good to see you all. And we'll go to the minutes. If everybody's had a chance to review the minutes, I'll entertain any motions related to.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion and second to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay. See, no public hearings today, no old business. Jump straight into new business. Spud Bank would like to be down at the farmer's market. Looks like they'd like April 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th from 11 to 2 p.m. No complaints that I'm aware of with Spud Bank. Jane or Mel, correct me if I'm wrong when I say that. Okay. Any questions?
I'd make a motion to allow them to have their April dates as requested.
Second.
Motion and second to approve Spud Bank for April at the farmer's market. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, Chick-fil-A. Okay, here's their April dates. They're going from 11 to 1 instead of 11 to 2 like Spud Bank did. They will be there, or would like to be there, April 4th, 7th, 11th, 14th, 18th, 21st, 25th, 28th of April 2025. No complaints that I'm aware of on this one as well.
Out of curiosity, if they wanted to operate on the same dates as Spud Bank, that's not a problem, correct?
Nope.
Okay,
That is completely allowable.
that's what I thought. I'll make a motion to allow Chick-fil-A to operate during those dates and times.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next up,
Special.
sorry, I'm trying to picture this one in my head before I say it out loud. Okay, so Trinity United Methodist Church would like to have their Easter egg hunt in the parking lot on April the 12th from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. And they would like to use the parking lot of the old Sunrise Health Center on Chestnut and Brown, thus closing the parking lot between Brown and Laurel.
Say again, the old what?
Yep, exactly. That's why I'm trying to think it through before I say it out loud. So the old Dr. Walter's office there on the corner of
okay. So the
Chestnut and Brown.
southwest corner.
Southwest corner. So
Okay.
they want to use that parking lot. I'm looking to make sure heads are nodding. Okay. And they would like to close the alley that runs between Brown and Laurel to the west
Okay.
of that parking lot.
Behind the school, the Schneck School building. And what used to be Snyder's.
Used to be Schneider's
Yeah.
would run between there. Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
like to close that alley
Okay.
for
That makes sense now.
from 9:30 to 10:30. I'd assume they'd close a little earlier and open a little, back up a little later. But yeah, now you understand why I was trying to work it
Yeah,
through in my head
I
before
was
I
trying
said
to
it.
think across the road by the church. I'm like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, that's a street. Yeah, so they want to close the alley on the 300 block of West Brown, between West Brown and West Laurel. It runs north and south.
I gotta think that's not a heavily traveled alley on a Saturday. So.
As somebody that can look out his bedroom window and see it, no, there's not much traffic in that alley on most days.
I'd make a motion to allow that to happen.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next up, Crossroads Acoustic Fest. Let's see, Jennifer Vance would like to have Crossroads Acoustic Fest. They need to reserve 3 parking spots on Indianapolis Avenue next to the building for food truck parking during the event. They're going from 6 to 11 Friday and 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday. And this is at 100 St. Louis Avenue, Indianapolis Avenue side of the building, so they'd be to the east of the building. So we did this I'm just trying, how do I want to say this that way it makes sense? Did we get an insurance thing from them yet?
Yeah, so she has talked to her insurance company and they're supposed to send it to one.
Okay. So a few years ago, we approved use in the lot behind the Knights of Columbus. They moved around to the corner, next to, on Ewing Street. And then we had someone that was struck crossing the street going to a food truck.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that before we make the decision that
What all are the music fest venues?
Copper Top, Knights of Columbus, and is there a third one?
Visitor center.
Is it Visitor Center?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, there will be people traveling regardless. I guess the one thing I would say is, that they make sure that the service window is towards the sidewalk is kind of my thought there. But you're gonna have people roaming around downtown that whole event anyway, so.
What's wrong with just the parking lot? I mean, they're right there by Rails and Schwartzers, whatever it's called,
Schweitzers?
Schweitzers. I hate to see.
Solomon was okay with that.
Yeah, that's a good question too, cause it's 50 feet from brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
With the street, I mean, it's gonna be sitting like this too, I mean.
Yeah,
Might
which
pull
I
up on the curb.
was gonna say, I think most of the food trucks can sort that part out, and
Okay.
I'm not too worried about that piece of it. So last year, when they did it, they put it right against the building between Rails and them to avoid the 50-foot rule. Because it was a tight space, so they were right up against.
Who's asking for this, Copper Top or the Fest?
Copper Top is the one asking.
Okay. I don't love it.
So Acoustic Fest has got all their approvals for yes, no.
We haven't gotten anything.
Okay, so they don't have anything street related or parking lot related this year. There's no parking of RVs or anything in the Knights of Columbus.
I like your idea about putting them all in the parking lot.
I do too. I'd rather see it in the parking lot myself, but I don't know. Then we're encouraging people to cross the railroad illegally, which they will be anyway, but
Is this, and you're not gonna know the answer to this, Jane, is this a part of the festival or is this a addition that Copper Top's going for?
The food,
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's because of the festival.
okay.
So the three venues are the KSC, the Visitor Center, and Copper Top, correct?
As far as I know.
So
Somebody
if
wanna,
all the restaurants are in the parking lot, or the food trucks are in the parking lot, that would,
That's walking with all of them, walking distance.
January,
all
would
of
you
them.
Google and make sure we got the venues right quick?
I'm pretty sure, cause I don't think they did the Eagles this year.
Okay.
Because of smoking, so.
Okay. So they're all up and down that same stretch, you just have a railroad track and a highway between them, if that's the three. So yeah, the Knights of Columbus parking lot is right in the middle of the whole mix.
and it's the biggest venue, I think, so. Probably. I've never been in Copper
Probably.
Top, but
Copper Top's probably,
It'd be close.
is it? Okay. I really like the parking lot, but
I agree. I mean, I think the parking lot is, cause they were gonna have them on Indianapolis Avenue, is that correct?
Yeah, they're asking for 3 parking spaces on Indianapolis Avenue, which
Is
is
that for
right
one
next to the
truck?
building.
I guess 3
One or
spaces.
two, probably. There's only 3 parking spots from the alley to St. Louis.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's the 3 that they want.
Would that also violate the 50 feet?
Well, that's what I wonder now with Schweitzer's, is that within the 50-foot rule? Let's say the.
I think we should deny this request and encourage them to go with the parking lot, if that's the
Table
correct
it.
way to
You
do
wanna
it.
table it?
I was gonna
talk to
say,
them,
we
maybe?
could
Or
table
table
it
it.
and get some more information. Jane, if you would reach out for us to some
And
acoustic
see
fest
if
people.
there's a reason
What?
that the parking lot wouldn't work. I mean, at
Right.
least hear from them. I agree with that. I'll second, your motion to
Okay.
table that request.
So I'm gonna throw a couple things in before we vote on that. So they've got April 25th and 6th is the event, so there's time to sort this out beforehand. Jane, could you reach out to a few people from the Acoustic Fest board and say, hey, we've got this request. Why are we not looking at the parking lot again this year? Maybe get some answers for us.
If there's a really good reason why
Yeah.
the street's better, then yes,
Yeah.
but I don't know what
Yeah,
that reason
we're
is.
not saying no, but it's just like, hey, let's, get
Yeah.
some more information.
I like
So I have a
that.
motion and a second to table. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay. Next, we have a mobile food vehicle license. I Heart Cookies, is this a new one, ladies, or a renewal?
I feel like they've been here maybe before, but they don't come regularly. But
Okay.
I do believe they've come to town one time before.
They do on-site inspections with the health
Yes, we've already
department.
talked to Brian and have that set up.
We've got insurance. Insurance. The name matches the driver's license.
Driver's license not expired, is it?
Well, I didn't even look at that, but you gotta know, it goes until 2027. Indiana retail merchant certificates. Pictures of the trailer. Holy cow, they have been here before, cause I remember the trailer. That thing will jump out at you. Dave, can you see it from way over there?
See that, yeah.
Whoa.
Lots of pictures of the trailer, and of course a menu.
A sample? Oh.
A plate.
Yeah, I mean, it
Is that
appears
bribery?
that, is there anything I'm missing? Cause it appears it's in order, other than the application fee.
No.
They're not doing alcohol and
Doing my best to make sure they miss nothing.
no frozen novelties for Darren. Questions?
Getting to that season.
It is.
They haven't paid the fee yet?
No, I think they
Is that-
probably pay when they come in.
Once
They
they get
actually
approved.
wanted to pay on, like, credit card, but we can't do that, so they're gonna pay in office, yeah.
I don't see a problem with it. It's a new,
It is a new license, but I agree that I've seen that trailer somewhere, whether it was here or somewhere else.
They have their driver's license and everything in there.
everything's in place other than the fee, I guess, so.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to allow I Heart Cookies to get their, license, food license.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Country Fresh Farms. Oh, that is an address if I've ever seen one. 10 Celebration Way, Peachtree City, Georgia. Please tell me you selling fruit. Nope. Frozen prepackaged meats. Stampede Meat Inc. They'll be here from the 16th to the 18th. Man, this is going to turn into a question and answer session. So here's my question. What's their plan? Are they going door to door?
No, they're in Tractor Supply parking lot.
Okay.
And they have done this before.
What's the date?
The 15th through the 18th.
16th through the 18th of April. Sorry, I lost my spot.
And Tractor Supply.
In Tractor Supply parking lot.
And they included a letter in there from Tractor Supply that they've already given us permission to be there.
Okay.
I remember somebody being out there. I don't know if it's these guys, but I have seen other trucks selling meat out of there.
Valid driver's license. The stuff is there. I guess the question becomes is we've dove down the itinerant merchant path a while back and asked council to look at it, and they really haven't. They started on it, and then I've not heard anything back. Can an itinerant merchant set up in a commercial space?
As the code reads currently, no. Let me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I thought you were going to say that, so that's why I asked.
Da-da-da.
So that whole parking lot is considered commercial space because of the zoning or because of what's there, or?
It's what it's zoned. So the way the itinerant merchant reads, it basically applies to door-to-door sales. And for years, we've always used itinerant merchant for this situation where somebody comes to town.
Okay.
But then when we got to reviewing the food truck ordinance and the itinerant merchant ordinance late last year, we found that and realized that it doesn't exactly fit in as an itinerant merchant. So then does it become a food truck? I don't know the best answer with what we've got. I know council committee did meet on it first of the year, first couple weeks of January, Chris, you remember?
I would say early 2025,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
But we've not heard anything back from them.
When Chick-fil-A comes, is it a food truck?
It's a food truck.
It is a food truck?
Yes.
Okay.
And we've had one of these that did go ahead and get a food truck. Wasn't that one that did Broadway and 50? Didn't he get a food truck?
You have to remind me who that was.
I want to say he sold meat as well, but seems like I remember that was kind of the one where this
Yeah.
whole
So, yeah,
conversation
because-
started.
Because I'm kind of in the same line, I don't think they can have an itinerant. I will say that they're being told conflicting things. And this company in particular has been here before, so they actually just went ahead and submitted that because that's what they've submitted before.
Mhm.
So,
What'd you say they've been told?
well, not everyone's in agreement with how the ordinance is reading.
Okay.
No person, so this is the subsection on transient merchants, itinerant merchants, and itinerant vendors. City Code, 111.21, prohibited areas, Section D of prohibited areas. No person regulated by this subchapter shall engage in business in a commercially zoned district outside of any building. Sidewalk sales properly permitted by the Board of Works are exempted from this prohibition.
Well, that's kinda would allow it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. We're kind of talking out of both sides of our mouth somewhat.
Yeah, it's
It just sounds like
That's
if
the
Board of Works
headache.
approves it, it's
I
allowed,
agree
is what it
with you,
sounds
Mel.
like.
I'm kind of hoping that council addresses that very soon.
That retail development,
Retail development's the one that met on it, yeah.
Not a good option for these people that come in town just like once a year. They don't really need a year-long food truck permit.
Right.
And the itinerant's written kind of confusing too, so there really isn't a good, great option for these types of people.
So sidewalk sales are permissible.
Yes.
But that says with Board of Works approval, so that kind of leads me to think that we can kind of approve things that are,
and we have been, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've done it this way for years until we started looking at it.
I kinda think we should probably continue that until the ordinance gets cleaned up. If we pass practices,
Continue as we have been, encouraging retail development to,
bring something to it.
I agree. When you say sidewalk sales, is that literally selling on the sidewalk?
well, Dave, I like it when you're in my train of thought there, because that's what I was wondering is what exactly is the sidewalk and does that allow it? I don't know, so.
But I agree with Brad. We've been doing it. It's something that I think we need to let council know that we need to get it cleaned up.
Yeah.
And, everything else was in place.
Yeah, everything appears to be in
Yeah,
place
yeah.
otherwise.
Okay, I'll make a motion, to allow Country Fresh Farms to operate during those dates or those 3 days.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Crossroads Reservations. Who wants to talk about that? There she is. You're hiding behind the pole on me.
I'm Tracy with Parks and Recreation. I have 3 reservations that I am asking for approval on. The first one is with WJAA Becky Shetman. She's wanting to have the bus stock on August 9th from 3 p.m. to 11. the very first one.
You guys wanna do them together, or you wanna do them separate?
I'm okay with doing them all together.
I don't see anything
If the
that's
park,
really.
if, I'm assuming you're gonna say the park board's approved all of them. but-
Well, they haven't went there yet. We're
Okay.
starting here first, so,
Okay.
Let's do them all three together.
okay. That was the first one. And then the second one is Jackson County United Way for the Day of Caring event. Emily Engelking is asking for Crossroads just to kick off the event, have breakfast and refreshments for the volunteers, and that is on May 13th from 7:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And the last one is the Jackson County Chamber. Sasha is requesting their chamber picnics, and there are quite a few dates. I can read them all if we need, but
Do we have a form on that one yet?
I have forms, insurance, whole 9 yards on all of them.
We'll need the form.
These
for
are
that
all
one.
things that's happened before there, right?
Yes.
I don't see a problem with that. I'll make a motion to allow all three entities to operate during those dates and times.
I'll second it.
We need the chamber
One,
one. Yeah,
and this one.
we've got the other two, but we need that one. Motion and a second, thank you. Motion and a second to approve all three items. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Water pollution control.
Excuse me.
Before this gets started, I wanna call point of order.
He didn't, wear a white shirt.
Exactly. So this is an invalid
You're
request.
just lucky I didn't wear the Fred Flintstone shirt, so it has a tie on it.
Do
Doug,
what?
Wear a brown shirt.
Doug Gregory with WPC. As many of you know, the wastewater treatment plant is responsible for street sweeping in Seymour. We have two street sweepers currently. One is a 2012 Timco and the other one is a 2017 Global M4 sweeper. One's a mechanical sweeper and one's a regen vac sweeper. These two sweepers, first of all, sweepers are a maintenance nightmare. They cost a lot of money to repair. These two sweepers we've had over the years. The last couple, well, just last year alone, the Timco was $60,000 in repairs for just a fuel system and an exhaust manifold. The Global, we bought it used thinking we could get it to last, and it didn't. It has had a brand new engine put in it in the last, I think, 3 years. That was a $40,000 hit. I mean, they're not cheap to maintain. We are required by our stormwater permit to do street sweeping because we have to record how much debris we pull off the streets and all that. So recently we've come into the idea of maybe leasing a street sweeper, and we reached out to Brown Equipment, Best Equipment, and Doheny, which they each offer different sweepers. Doheny offers the Elgin. The Brown offers the Global and a newer one that's called Booker, and then Best offers the Timco. We demoed every one of them. The Timco has not changed in the 12, 15 years we've owned it. We've looked at a brand new one. They've not really changed a whole lot. They got a little bit more computer stuff in them, but the operation's about the same. The Global is a mechanical sweeper. It's got a brush underneath that takes it to an elevator, throws it in the bed. It does okay on bigger stuff, but your finer stuff, the sand, your smaller rocks, it don't pick up very well on it. The Elgin, the price is the problem there. It's the reason we have chosen, we'd like to choose the Booker because of the cost. After dealing with Best or Brown Equipment for several months, they are willing to take the Global in on trade. When we first started, they were offering a $20,000 trade. I have got them out up to a $40,000 trade on that. So that kind of helps with the payment. But what we're looking at, we can buy all these sweepers are running about the same price. They're a little over $400,000. I think one's $433, one's $444, and one's $460. And the Elgin is the $460. But I have worked out a deal with Brown. They are willing to do a lease program. This lease program would be, we pay a certain amount for 5 years. After the 5 years, there will be a balloon payment at the end of the 5 years. We have the choice of paying that balloon payment and keeping the sweeper that would be using, or we could turn it back in. Brown would pay the balloon payment, and we just go into another lease on the street sweeper. I feel that's a good idea for the city of Seymour, because you start off with a brand new sweeper in 5 years. You don't try to keep it for 20 years, and it costs you an engine. It costs, the high dollar ticket items are very expensive and very hard to find. It also would come with an extended warranty. It would come with a 5-year warranty on the sweeper part that's on this truck. The truck itself would be a Kenworth truck. It comes with a, let's see here. It comes with a 60-month or 100,000 mile emissions warranty, which is great because with the diesels nowadays, the emissions are terrible at low speeds. It does come with a 12-month unlimited warranty. It comes with a 36-month unlimited mileage on the engine. 36 months or 36,000 miles. Well, at 3 miles an hour in 5 years, we won't be at 36,000 miles, I wouldn't think. But the offer through Brown, as far as the lease program, if we pay up front, do a payment up front first, it would be $55,251.62. If we wait and pay that in a year, that payment would be $59,546.02. I feel if we do the upfront payment, it saves the city $20,000 in 5 years.
And that lump sum, I thought, after 5 years, that's 275, give or take, thousand. And then the payment at the end was 160, I think you
Yes.
said earlier. So
Yeah.
you're looking at 440,000 one way or the other, whether you buy it new or whether you lease it.
Yes. Yeah. And
You
the
have
lease,
the option of not having to buy it.
yes,
If it ends up being a lemon, then you're,
we can turn it back in 5 years. I think it's a great program. Jaron and Corey knows for a fact that these street sweepers, once they start getting some mileage and use on them, I mean, there's bearings, there's a lot of moving parts. The Booker itself, it has a broom underneath, but it just throws debris to the left or to the right. It's got 2 heads on the outside that will vac up whatever it throws out there to a certain extent. I mean, it ain't gonna vac up a volleyball or something, but but it'll vac up the debris. The Timco, we know for a fact, Corey just recently had to repair the one we got. We know the head on it that drags on the ground is a $10,000 item, just the head. And we've fixed that one
3 times.
so far, bent it back because it got bent and hung on a curb. There's nothing really to hang on a curb or anything on this Booker.
But it's designed to forgive it.
Yeah, it's designed for relief.
So if, like, an engine goes out in 3 years, it's covered?
It's covered. Up to 36 months, so.
Oh, 36, okay.
Yeah, 36 months. The only, we will have 2 years that it would not be covered. So, but like I said, it is a Kenworth. They're pretty good trucks, so.
Yeah. I think you need to sweep the hell out of the streets for 3 years, is what I think. Yeah.
But we will be trading the Global in on this if this deal goes through, and we would be selling the Timco. We'll be getting rid of both of those items. Because the Timco right now, if something happens to the engine, matter of fact, it took, 2 months, just to have the fuel pump replaced. Because when the fuel pump went out, it sent metal shavings through the whole engine. So the whole system had to be clean, flush, and all that good stuff. And that was $30,000.
The fuel pump's gotta be right with.
So really, the lease doesn't do anything for us. It's the warranty. So it's operating with the warranty. It looks like we bought it.
Yeah.
So the only thing the lease really does for us, it gives us an out at the end of 5 years.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Close to the same money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And during that 5 years, I also worked in a preventive maintenance that the sweeper would go back to Brown once a year and have them go through the machine.
At no additional cost?
It's included in the
Okay.
price, yes. The only thing we would pay for is if something that they seen that wasn't covered under warranty, that we would have to pay for. But other than that, yeah, no additional cost. And I feel it gives a new sweeper every 5 years.
Any questions?
It's in your budget?
Yes. Either way, whether it's in the budget to release it or if it's in the budget to pay for the repairs of the ones we got, so.
Well, it sounds like you've done your research, so, I'm okay with the Booker.
Yes, the Booker. We're gonna add a T to it, so it says Butcher, so.
I'll make a motion to allow, Water Pollution Control to purchase, or to lease
Yes.
the Booker.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to lease street sweeper. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those
Thank you
opposed,
very
same
much.
sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Doug.
Did his homework.
I don't see Bernie floating around out there anywhere. Chad, you taking Bernie's spot? Just remember, Doug used half of Bernie's time, so.
Bernie
No
2.0.
problem, don't worry, I won't take much of your time. Just wanna give you an update, Second Street, kinda spoke on that, before, but, just so you know, tearing the roadway up, has begun. So, tomorrow, or actually about end of today, you should see, they should be up to Carter Boulevard, as far as tearing out, compacting, laying stone. Friday, they'll be doing approaches, private drives, stuff like that, so it'll be to grade, and it'll be stone, but they'll be in. As that's going on, as soon as Friday, you may see them milling the roadway up as well from Carter to Pine Street, because under that road is a concrete base at that section. So they'll mill that up, and then, because the concrete and the asphalt have to go in two separate places.
There used to be a concrete street there?
Yes, sir.
Really?
So they will be pulling that out and doing the same as what you're seeing, is taping the ground and putting stone, taping it. Between Carter and Pine Street.
So there are no storm sewer needs to go back in there or anything?
Second Street between Carter and Pine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, they've pretty much got it.
Yeah.
All that laid out. They will be a little bit to the west. There was one section they have to put back in. That way all that drainage is all connected and flowing out.
I was
where it needs
supposed to
be
just
flowing.
digging it up and putting it in stone and getting ready for a base.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'd say should see concrete crews doing curb and flow within the next 2-3 weeks or so. For O'Brien Street, we're still doing purchasing, right away as far as that goes. Just an idea for phase 2, out of the 95, parcel or right of way areas, you wanna call that, 95 total on this big job, both phases. I think 79 of them are in phase 2. So it's quite a take just for one phase, let alone 95 for both. I spoke on 4th and O'Brien a couple weeks ago about, the set of drawings. He did get that. He did make that deadline. They were not correct. So by the end of today, and I've also talked to Joe Midler at the state to keep him aware of what's going on as well. At the end of today, they will be corrected and in our possession, and we're moving forward as far as that goes. So we also met with O'Mara over CCMG 24 this week. Springer Road. So we do one concrete road a year with the CCMG. That's our goal. CCMG has officially kicked off as far as, especially for Springer. If you're down that way, it looks like a war zone, but they're starting it. And one last little plug, Seymour Shine. is the week of April 7th through 11th. So we're really looking forward to this year's SEMA Shine. And everybody's been contacted, and the county is also supplying an employee and or an operator and a clamp truck, as they have since the last 4 years or so. 5 years. That's all I've got, unless you guys have any questions.
Questions for Chad?
From Lasher to community, is that just gonna be a mill and repave? Or,
I believe that is,
And
for the most
resurface
part,
it.
a mill and fill.
huh?
For the most part,
Okay,
there will be sidewalk put in on the north side of that road, and that will attach to the high school entrance exit, Prangy Way, so.
when's that scheduled to happen? Is
That won't be till after, so the phase from community to downtown Indianapolis, our goal is to have that taken care of
By Oktoberfest.
by Oktoberfest. So once after that, then we'll take effect and go to the west. But,
That island still remains, doesn't it, Chad?
yes, sir.
Okay.
The one at the second and community northwest
Mhm.
section, that does get shrunk down, but
Okay.
there still will be a curve there for the buses and whatnot.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Chad. Mr. Bose?
I have, there's 3 on the list, but I actually have a 4th one to talk about too. Sewer adjustments. First one is Scott Muncy of 112 Washington Avenue, water spigot, hose issue, got the proper documentation. Everything has since been corrected. Looking for a credit of $43.92. Next one is Darian Swaney, 11 East 4th Street Road, number 27, line break, leaking underground, replumbed and fixed January 25th. Looking for a credit of $235.51. Denny and Cynthia Oaks, 329 East Laurel Street, cold snap, water pipe busted out of the house while it was being remodeled. The water basically was turned off under the house, but the line feeding the house is what ruptured, and it went, from 0 usage to 3,378 CCFs that 1 month. So it was a very substantial leak.
They must have leaked for a while too before they.
It was about 2 weeks, I think it was running.
Wow.
So they're looking for a credit of $2,475.99. This other one, these people came in and talked to me and Barb Monday. They own Hilltop Trailer Park. They had an ongoing leak. They noticed their bill had climbing and talked to the water company, and the water company, I think just kept saying, well, it's on you. It's your meter's running, it's on you. Well, come to find out, and they've got pictures, they've got everything here. Picture of their meter pit was full of water. The meter itself was leaking, and it had done it for several months. The water company gave them a credit of $3,808.47 for this extended leak. I think part of that is compensation for them kind of blowing them off for a while. Because Barb went back through and I looked at, she went back for a full year before and the half a year before the leak started and looked at their average, and we compared that to what was going on during this leak. And our recommendation based on those calculations and averages is a sewer adjustment of $2,371.41. And it's going strictly by what they had been using for like the past 18 months before this happened, and keeping them at that average through that time. So hopefully it will satisfy them. It's, not nearly as big as what the water company gave them, but like I said, I think that was a little bit of,
Do they know that number yet?
no, they do not.
Okay. Well,
So,
if that's what you recommend for all 4 of them then, and they're all good.
yeah,
Everything meets criteria, correct?
yes.
I I'll make the motion to
Okay.
approve them.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, anything else, Mr. Bose?
I believe that's all I have.
Okay, I've got plenty of random miscellaneous stuff here, so. First up, we had a 20-yard dumpster down on Western Parkway that was, March 21st that went in. This is just a signature-only item. It was approved via electronic because it was going in before this meeting. Next up, we got a 5K run from Schneck Medical Center. Wendy Moore is making a request for May the 3rd, 7:30 a.m. It'll actually start at 9 a.m. from the farmer's market / grassy lot. Requesting a police car to lead, police to stop traffic, porta pots at the farmer's market lot. So let's see, here's my. Okay, they're going up to Indianapolis Avenue, across to 5th Street. Nope, that's how they're.
She said it follows the same route as the Jingle on 5K does,
Okay, we've got the general gist of what that is then.
and the spots on the map that she has stars by is where they would like police presence.
Okay. Gotcha. Liability insurance check. Only thing on my mind, and they're using the grassy lot, so that'll be fine, is farmer's market, I think, kicks back off by then.
It's the next weekend.
Next weekend, okay, so we're clear then. That was the one concern I had. And then they're providing the, porta pots, right?
They are not, and we discussed that because she asked if she could use the farmer's market one, and I said, I doubt it, because they pay for that, and I don't know if it will be back by then, because it's not there all the time, correct?
Right, I think they take it out in the winter.
So she said they were gonna work on something else. They might open the Schneck building that's catty corner from that for restrooms.
Okay. So yeah, as far as the police leading and everything, provided they're not, in the middle of something, I'm comfortable with all that. Porta pots would be the only thing that I would question at this point. So.
Everything's in place. I will make a motion to allow Schneck to have the race.
As long as they address the porta pot thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Tropical Snow would like to renew their food truck license. This is Eric Hess over here on 2nd Street. Remember, he was or is a contractor with the Parks Department concessions, so they do ball tournaments and stuff like that. Retail food, insurance. This is the one that looks like an ambulance because it was an ambulance.
Ambulance?
Valid driver's license that matches. Everything appears to be in order. Any questions?
Frozen novelties?
Shaved ice.
Close.
All they said was shaved ice, Darren. Sorry, I
Damn it.
was hoping.
I'll make a motion to allow, let's see, that was.
Tropical Snow.
Tropical Snow for the renewal? Is that a renewal?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
Motion is second to renew Tropical Snow. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, this is a renewal also. Justin and Lauren Earl would like to renew Humble Joe's Coffee. This is an espresso-based coffee / drip coffee trailer. It is a renewal. They don't serve alcohol. Driver's licenses that are valid. Everything appears to be in order.
If all in order, I'd make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. My last piece of paper. Let's see, Lawyers Excavating, would like a street cut. April the 1st, 2025 is when they would like to do it, 214 south of Bryan Street. Looks like maybe there's a lateral or something under the street that they're working on is what they're,
It's where the water main busted last summer.
Okay.
And now it's sinking again, so they're going back after it.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, cause the word is not real clear on here, but it says in street, so
Well,
I'm
that-
like, okay.
That's Lowell for you.
Okay, so, yeah, thanks Corey
But
for
yeah,
being
it's
here.
where
'cause-
that water main busted, they went in, they dug it out, concreted it all, paved it, and now it's showing back up and they're not sure exactly why.
Instead of the water coming to the top, they possibly could be going in the storm line.
Well, great, okay. Any questions?
Sounds like it needs to be fixed, so make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the street cut for lawyers. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Miscellaneous from the board.
Nope.
None.
Miscellaneous from the audience. Cindy, you got anything you wanna add, or? Okay. Figured I'd ask. Anybody else?
You never been to Board of Works meeting?
Before I give you the one and only that I've got, I wanna give blueberries to the officers that work semi-state. Sounds like they had some issues, at least with one, set of fans in particular that, the school reached out and thanked Greg for their, professional service.
Inside
said
the
that-
gym?
Yeah, said they did a good job and were on it very attentively. So, shout out to the officers there. I won't name them by name because I'll forget one, but everybody that works semi-state, thank you, and blueberries to them for a job well done there, so. And if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, never mind. Don't do it yet, Brad. Welcome back, January.
Yes.
It is, good to see you in the office this week, so. And with that, now I'll entertain that motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Enjoy your day, everybody.
What happened at the high